Welcome to this presentation that is part of the AB Suite 7.0 New Product Information Transfer. My name is Russell Peterick. In this presentation, I'm going to speak about the AB Suite modes. Each AB Suite model can be configured to use one of a number of product feature modes. These are modes of operation that expose specific functionality. The use of different modes to expose specific functionality was actually first introduced in AB Suite 5.0. Then it was expanded slightly in AB Suite 6.1, and now in AB Suite 7.0 we have consolidated the modes that we will go forward with. So just to explain the evolution of these modes a little further, the first new product feature mode was introduced in AB Suite 5.0. It was Client Framework. So now you had a choice of user interface technology for your system. You could use the standard product functionality, referred to as Classic Mode, or you could use Client Framework, which allowed the use of more advanced user interface technologies. In AB Suite 6.1, we added a new mode, XML Framework, which was essentially the same as Classic Mode, but it included new XML processing capabilities. Now in AB Suite 7.0, we have formalized and consolidated these modes to produce the set of 3 distinct modes that we will take forward in the product. These are referred to as Standard Mode, Advanced Mode, and User Experience Mode. Standard Mode supports the core product features only. In particular, it is very suitable for customers who are upgrading from EAE, in that it supports all of the equivalent capabilities to EAE, but it doesn't include some of the more advanced object-oriented concepts and some other advanced capabilities. I'll discuss some of the characteristics of Standard Mode for users upgrading from EAE in a separate presentation. Advanced Mode supports all of the advanced product features, including object-oriented features that have always been a part of AB Suite, such as general use classes, methods, encapsulation, inheritance, polymorphism, as well as other newer capabilities such as XML processing. And lastly, User Experience Mode supports the Client Framework feature for user interface development. Apart from the Client Framework feature, User Experience Mode has all the same capabilities as Advanced Mode. I'd now like to do a demonstration of the AB Suite modes. I'll show how you create them and what they look like, and how you can distinguish which mode you're running in. So let's start by running a new instance of Visual Studio. Now we want to create a new project. So I'll start by selecting the link down the bottom here, Create New Project. And this shows the 4 new project wizards that are available. The one we're interested in is New Application. So this is the first dialog in the wizard, and we start by selecting our server name and choosing a database and model name. But this is the new radio button group we have here to select the mode we want this model created with. We can choose Standard Mode, Advanced Mode, or User Experience Mode. You'll notice that the little graphic up the top left-hand corner changes colour for each of the modes. So Standard Mode, it's green. With Advanced Mode, it's red. And User Experience Mode, it's blue. These colours actually correspond with the colours that we've used for the model icons in previous releases, such as 6.1. So in 6.1, with a classic model or an XML framework model, the model icon was shown as red. And those modes actually correspond with advanced mode in 7.0, so it's the same colour red. Also in 6.1, a client framework model icon is shown as blue, and that corresponds with user experience mode in 7.0. So we're going to go ahead and create a standard mode model. So I'll select standard mode and pick next, and then I'll just step through the wizard and allow it to create the model. Okay, so let's select the class view, and we can see up here that we just have one element in our model. We have one node displayed in the class view representing the model that we've just created. So first of all, we have the name that we entered, and then we have in square brackets the mode that it was being created as, standard mode. And we can also see from the icon, the little model icon is green, indicating standard mode. Now I have a couple of other instances of Visual Studio running with different modes. This is an example of an advanced mode model. So we can see the little tag in square brackets after the model name, advanced mode, and we can see that the model icon is red. This is an example of user experience mode. So in the class view here, we can see a number of C# projects, and they represent the client framework projects to develop the user interface. But it's this node up the top that represents the model, and we can see from this that the tag tells us it's in user experience mode and that our icon is blue. As you can see, setting the mode is something that you do when you first create a model, and it essentially becomes a permanent setting in that model. However, you can convert between the modes. For example, if you have a standard mode model and you want to start taking advantage of some of the features of advanced mode, you can convert that model to advanced mode. When you first do that conversion, your new advanced mode version of your model is initially exactly the same as it was in standard mode, except now you've essentially exposed or unlocked a whole lot of new features that are available in advanced mode, and they're available for you to use from that point on. You can also convert from advanced mode to user experience mode. Now this conversion is a bit different in that this does quite a significant conversion of your model. It converts in particular the user interface definitions in advanced mode into essentially the client framework definitions of your user interface in user experience mode. So it does a significant change to your model. And incidentally, you can also convert from standard mode directly to user experience mode. Now, note that you cannot convert backwards. You cannot convert an advanced mode model back to standard mode. I'd now like to do a demonstration of converting a standard mode model to an advanced mode model. Now, when we do this conversion, we don't convert a model in place. We actually make a copy of it and convert the copy. So we create a new model, which is a converted copy of the existing model. So we start off with Visual Studio by creating a new project. So let's start up a new instance of Visual Studio. And once again, we'll go down to the Create New Project link. And this time we want to use the wizard Convert an Existing Model. So the first choice is we need to have the database name of the model we want to convert. And I've got a standard mode model here that I want to convert. And we have a choice, are we converting to advanced mode or are we converting all the way to user experience mode? In this case, we want to convert standard to advanced. And you can see the little graphic up the top, the green for standard to the red of advanced. And we'll select Finish to start the conversion. So it's now actually cloning the database. And after doing that, it will do a few adjustments to make that into an advanced mode model database. Okay, that's completed. It throws up a log file. And we can now inspect our new project or the new model. And we can see from the tag that it's advanced mode, has the red icon. And if we browse through our model, we see that it's basically exactly the same as it was before. But now, if we look at some of our functionality, we see we've got options that we didn't have before, such as the ability to create a class or a serialization for XML processing. I'd like to say a few words about upgrading from previous releases to the new modes. Now this is always done by importing a model file that's been exported from that prior release, and that import process creates a model database in the appropriate mode depending upon the source. If upgrading from EAE to AB Suite 7.0, then it will always create and import into a standard mode model. If upgrading from classic mode in any prior AB Suite release, 5.0, 6.1 or earlier, it will always create and import into an advanced mode model. The same with XML Framework from 6.1. It will always import into an advanced mode model. And Client Framework from either 5.0 or 6.1 will always create and import into a user experience mode model. I'd now like to do a demonstration of upgrading a classic model from an earlier AB Suite release to AB Suite 7.0. So we'll start by running import, and we'll specify the name of our model and pick the model file. And press OK to get that going. Now this is going to take a few minutes, so I'll fast forward through this and we'll go to the end. Okay, so that's completed. So let's open up our model. And we can see now that our model is an advanced mode model, has the red icon, and we can browse around and we see that it initially looks much the same as before, but there are some aspects that have been converted. So all of the older model constructs have now been converted into the new model constructs for AB Suite 7.0. For example, we notice that all of our dictionary items that used to be primitive classes are now primitive kind. If we look in at some reports, we can see that extract file definitions have been changed into the file stereotype. And we can see that our attributes now use the template property to derive the type. And that concludes this presentation on the AB Suite Modes feature for AB Suite 7.0. Thank you.